To Steve Young and Doug Williams. I don't know why. I just going through all the list of people, and it had to be one of those blowout games, one way or the other. I'm going to say Steve Young over Doug Williams, but those are my two finalists. Am I close?
You're close. I actually guessed Steve Young. The answer is Kurt Warner. I didn't remember that at all. No one in the room got that, actually. The whole room guesses at these every single day. Warner threw for 400 yards against the Titans in Super Bowl 34. He is one of two. The other, as we mentioned, is Tom Brady, who has done it twice. And that doesn't surprise anyone, because what hasn't he accomplished in the Super Bowl? Look at the list. I mean, it's just ridiculous of all the things that he has done there. But I want you to hear what Jeff Darlington, our insider who's very tight with Brady, said on my radio show the other day when I asked him, how long should we expect Brady to keep this thing going? Listen.
In his mind, I know that he doesn't think that next year is going to be it for him. He's going to play out his contract with the Bucs. Where he goes from there remains to be seen. In the past, the fact that we've thought about him retiring at 45, in part had to do with family reasons. His family is very happy in Tampa right now. It would not surprise me at all if he plays not next year, but also the year after that as well.
So again, Michael Wilbon is with us, and Swagoo, and Jeff Saturday, who admitted today that he has actually started rooting for Brady, which is the most stunning development of this day. But Michael, I'll start with you. He's talking about him playing at 45 years old. What is this? What is going on? How is Tom Brady doing this? How do you put it in perspective?
I don't. There's nothing else to compare it to. It's not comparable to George Blanda or anything. It's just not. There's nothing we've seen like this. And why not? Why not play until they tear the uniform off you, right? And Jeff and Marcus know about that feeling. Play until they have to carry you out. I don't mean that literally in his case, but tear the uniform off, sure. Yeah. But there's nothing. What else could you compare this to? And especially in a contact sport. I'm not going to compare it to boxing, which has gotten too circus-like, over the last, 25, 30 years now. Maybe somebody else has an analogy, Greeny. I don't have one. I'm amazed. Father Time does win. But, man, Brady is holding Father Time off for longer than any of us except him could have thought reasonable.
Yeah, when Jeff Saturday, when your guy Peyton Manning started his last Super Bowl, he was 39. At that point, he was the oldest starting quarterback in Super Bowl history. Brady has since surpassed that 4 different times. And this is his 5th Super Bowl in 7 years. He's not slowing down. How long do you think he can do it?
Yeah, I think 3 to 5. And it sounds so crazy when you think about this, but this guy just continues to amaze you. I mean, and again, I made a joke about it before, but I don't know if it's avocado ice cream or what the TB12 diet, whatever it is, but I wish I would have gotten some of it in my 30s as well, because what he's doing is just remarkable. And again, I love what Wilbon just said. You can't compare it to anything. That was part of my argument against the whole GOAT like what he's doing is setting standards like we have never seen before. And again, this year alone, he has converted Tampa Bay from a 7-9 to Super Bowl. And listen, I'm not saying that none of the 52 guys contributed, but what he brings everyone else's play to a level that surpasses what your expectations would be. It has been remarkable to watch. It has been impressive. And again, I went from a guy I hated and I hoped he lost every game to actually pulling for the guy, which again is, I'm an embarrassment to Colts Nation. I get it. I mean, but what else can I say at this point?
Just to make this in perspective, Marcus, how old are you?
37.
Marcus. No, Marcus. Okay. Marcus is 37 years old. Tom Brady is 6 years older than you are. You've been working with me for 3 years. I mean, this is ridiculous.
Yep. First, listen, number one, Jeff, I don't know where this soft stuff coming from. You ain't ever supposed to root for Tom Brady. I don't give a damn what he doing. You can have respect for his career, but you ain't supposed to root for him. The second thing is, look, y'all, Tom Brady is Benjamin Button. Okay, he's aging in reverse. That's why he's beating Father Time. If you look at his picture from his rookie year to right now, he's a better looking man. Right. I see why Giselle did her thing and got with Tom Brady. Third of all, he a Disney character. He keep winning. We all know how the movie plays out. They change palaces. They go to a different city. Still the same result. I'm still a prince. I got the princess, big palace. We going to be the king and queen one day. Here's the thing, though. I believe that 45 will be the ceiling. I think that is just a number that Tom Brady he'll like to finish in Tampa, see if he can run it back. They in the Super Bowl, but I know we all sitting here today. Kansas City, they play the Chiefs. I'm gonna just put that out there. They play the Chiefs, who we all think are gonna win the Super Bowl. I don't care if you pick Tampa, you still think the damn Chiefs gonna win the Super Bowl. So he may want to come run it back. But 45 gonna be the number. Tom Brady will be out of here at 45. It's been amazing. Look, we do all the documentaries. We're going to be on some special talking about Tom Brady and what he did throughout his career. You'll do a special. You Northwestern guys, y'all always get called for the specials, the big time stuff in media. Right. So when Brady done and he retires, y'all get ready for that windfall of cash for people calling y'all to come speak on Tom Brady's behalf and his career. Tom Brady retired 45 so Will Bunn and G could get some more millions of dollars to do their job, please.
Greeny, can I jump in here for a second?
Yeah,
so Marcus, 37, sneaky young. He's got eligibility left. Come on now, you can get those avocado shakes going. You got some time left. Your body feels all healed up and you're ready to go, right?
Mike, they don't put red jerseys on us in practice, man. We always get right. Always.
Michael, we have to let you go. On behalf of all of us, thank you. I know you don't do this often. Thank you very much for getting up with us today. We'll see you again soon. Thank you, my friend.
Much respect.
I appreciate you guys. Much appreciation for having me.
Lost his 4th consecutive conference championship on Sunday and then speculated about his future somewhat openly after the game. And so for those who haven't heard it, I want you to hear Adam Schefter yesterday here on Get Up talking about Rodgers' options now.
He's under contract to the Green Bay Packers for 3 more seasons. So they control him for 3 more seasons. Unless Aaron Rodgers says, I'm not going to play there anymore and I want to be traded. It would take a huge set of cojones to do that. But if that's what he wants to do, that's what he's entitled to do. He didn't pick Green Bay. Green Bay picked him. And now he's at the point in his career, with the way the NFL is set up, that he can pick where he wants to go. And it may be Green Bay. I'm just saying it may be Green Bay.
That was yesterday. Here is today, and we have assembled this group for you here, Michael Wilbon, including, I know how much you love the big swagoo, and so Marcus is here. So the question, Michael, you've seen a lot of crazy things happen in football. I'm not sure what would be crazier than Aaron Rodgers leaving Green Bay during this offseason, but it doesn't feel impossible. What do you think about the situation now with Rodgers and the Packers?
I think it's probable, not impossible. I'm sorry. Did Joe Montana leave San Francisco? I mean, he didn't leave in terms of, I don't know that we can say he forced a trade. How miserable does Aaron Rodgers want to make the executive staff in Green Bay? It's not impossible or nearly impossible at all. Now, we don't associate these moves very often with pro football. We associate it more with the NBA. Aaron Rodgers holds way more leverage to me. I mean, Shefty outlined part of it. You can threaten to retire. You can just say, you know what, you pick this player in the draft instead of making other moves. That's your prerogative, and now I want out. So how miserable does he want to make it for others? That doesn't seem to be Aaron Rodgers' way. There are more subtle ways to do it, Greeny. But, I mean, look, I don't want to overreact to what happens in the minutes after a game. I've been in enough locker rooms in my life to know that things simmer down, people change their minds, they get less angry, 2 weeks later, a month later, 3 or 4 months later. But I got to say, when I was watching the post game and listening to Aaron Rodgers all week talk about mysteries, my reaction is Aaron Rodgers is done in Green Bay.
Mm-hmm. He called it a beautiful mystery. It didn't seem so beautiful in those moments after the game Sunday. Swagoo, what do you think?
First of all, what's up, Big Mike, Mike Dub, Will Bourne,
good to see you. Good to be with you guys.
Just my guy. Listen, man, this is for me. Mike just alluded to it. G. Aaron Rodgers has earned the clout to do whatever he wants to do. Now, let me send this PSA out to everybody in the NFL. You can't do this. This is not for you. If you've not accomplished and done what Aaron Rodgers has done. Deshaun Watson is in that same category. G, I'm going to take you back for a second. Do you remember when we talked about Zeke Elliott going to Cabo?
Sure.
And I said Zeke should not return until he has a contract done. That same offseason, I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, Melvin Gordon was trying to force his way to get a contract with the Chargers. That did not work out. Melvin Gordon found out he did not have that kind of clout in order to go away or say something and get a team to do anything. I think back to when Russell Wilson said, if I don't have a contract, I ain't showing up to Seattle. Only a few guys can do this. We may have two this offseason in Aaron Rodgers and Deshaun Watson who can and have the clout. This ain't for all y'all in the NFL, but these two can do it.
Graz, let's just make sure everyone is clear on what we're talking about here. The Packers are under no obligation to trade him or to do anything, candidly. Right. So he would have to make it a circumstance where they would have no choice, right?
He would, yeah. He'd have to make it difficult for them. There's no question about it. Look, can I just real quick, I just want to say how cool it is for me to be on a panel with Michael Wilbon, who's one of the reasons I got into this business. A talk that he gave at Georgetown when I was there a million years ago.
Kind of. Did Greeny pay you guys to do this to get me up early?
Do for a living. So seriously,
appreciate that,
that's a true story, and I appreciate it. But anyway, in terms of Aaron Rodgers. Yes, he would have to force their hand. The Packers did not draft Jordan Love thinking they only had one more year of Aaron Rodgers. And it would be very difficult for them financially to move on. But I always think of Sean Connery in The Untouchables. What are you prepared to do? Is Aaron Rodgers prepared to sit out games and convince the Packers he doesn't want to play for them anymore and force their hand? We're speculating off of one post-game comment. It may be that this is nothing, but that's what would have to happen. He would have to force their hand.
So quickly, Michael, to sort of finish up this part of the conversation, if you were to don the Nostradamus outfit that you guys use on PTI every now and again, your prediction is that he has taken his last snap in green and gold?
I think so. And again, Greeny, I mean, just as we've all said, we understand things change over a period of months. You can repair these things. The divorce proceedings may have started, but we're not there yet. And so I don't know. What percentage chance would I put on it? I don't know. I think I'd go as high as 70% chance that we've seen Aaron Rodgers' last snap in Green Bay. That's coming from a lifelong Bears fan who probably wants to see Aaron Rodgers somewhere else, anywhere else than Green Bay. But the funny thing is, as much as I've been a lifelong Bears fan, as you know, my favorite quarterback for years has been Aaron Rodgers. For years and years and years has been Aaron Rodgers. There's enough that went on last week, including that loss, where he wasn't trusted. His coach took the ball out of his hands and said, we're going to try to win this game some other way. Are you kidding me? That to me is an actual insult, not a perceived one. Yeah. And I think he's done there. I think he is.